Om Shanti. Baba, God the Supreme, is the seed of this world tree. And as a seed, all the knowledge of the tree is merged in the seed. Seed has essence of everything. In other words, seed has knowledge. The creator and the creation. Baba gives us knowledge, and it is truth. When we all listen to Baba's knowledge, we all were touched by Baba's knowledge. Soul was touched. And we felt it is true. It is the truth. It is the essence of all the scriptures. Inner, deep, spiritual awakening happens within the self. Deep within the self, there was this urge or thirst to know the truth, feel the truth, and live the life based on truth. As it awakened, deep, pure consciousness, there was realization of who am I, and I felt the essence of life is the soul. Body is just instrument, a vehicle. And I start practicing, creating the awareness that I am soul, loveful, peaceful. I am pure. But while playing the part on this drama stage, I lost my identity and I became body conscious and lost my essence of truth, purity, love, and peace. But as soon as this awakening happened, I again start reclaiming my natural, my innate qualities of truth, purity, love, and peace. This awareness of true self brings the experience of bliss. That is why there are three words: Sat, Chit, Anand. Sarup is for God and even for soul. It is said when there is truth, inner conscience awakens and there is experience of bliss, which is beyond temporary happiness or sorrow. As I stay constantly in awareness of being a point of light and pure energy, there is natural distaste from all temporary physical experiences. I, soul, want to stay constantly in this blissful stage so that mind and intellect both are in silence And in the silence, I go deep within me and emerge divinity, my Adi self, original self. As soon as Baba said, "Child, you are a deity soul," I accepted. I felt that that's my true identity. From eternal self to original self to divine self, a deity, one who bestows only constantly receive from divine, the supreme. So I look at Baba, immerse my original self, divine self, and feel that divinity from within. See your own divine self and immerse that in your thoughts, in your attitude, in your drishti, pure and divine drishti like Baba. As I take drishti from Baba, there is deep silence. The experience of purity and divinity emerges. And I stay in that experience.
ॐ सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। ॐ सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई धरती पे, शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई धरती पे, शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई धरती पे। घर घर में होती है जिनकी पूजा, घर घर में होती है जिनकी पूजा, चैतन्य में वो देवियाँ आ गई, शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई धरती पे, शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई धरती पे। वो सरस्वती बन ज्ञान वीणा सुनाए, वो सरस्वती बन ज्ञान वीणा सुनाए, वरदानों को बरसा रही है, वरदानों को बरसा रही है। शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई धरती पे, शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई धरती पे। घर घर में होती है जिनकी पूजा, घर घर में होती है जिनकी पूजा, चैतन्य में वो देवियाँ आ गई, चैतन्य में वो देवियाँ आ गई, शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई धरती पे, शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई धरती पे।
Om Shanti. What are you feeling? You feeling the fragrance of divinity within you? Yes? How many of you feeling that? Fragrance of divinity. Because as soon as our fortune awakens, we get to know we are touched by truth. So we receive knowledge. Sometimes some people think that if you have some suffering or some situation in life, then you go towards God. But actually, it is the fortune when it awakens that we get introduction of the self, we come to know the Creator. So it's like finding truth. So knowledge which Baba gives is truth. Not truth is not something like a fact, In Hindi they call it tathya, satya and tathya. But truth is something which reveals in the sense I come to know, and then I have to practice that, live by that truth. And gradually, it reveals itself completely. So even I can say that when I heard I am a soul, I felt it is truth, but then I have to practice. As much I become soul conscious, that much it becomes very natural, and I start becoming the embodiment of truth or soul conscious. So just understand the principle that I find truth, right? That is only when I start living with that truth. Or in other words, every day, every time we sit with Baba, practice soul consciousness, little bit more of truth is experienced. Because in soul consciousness, then we also follow purity of mind, purity of intellect, purity of body. We start following purity. On one side, we follow purity, and then there is remembrance of Baba. So, following helps me to cultivate, to become pure. And remembrance of Baba helps me to remove all impurities. So, impurities are burnt into fire of yoga, and then soul is becoming more pure. Mind is becoming more sato pradhan. So then truth combined with purity, and that is where the journey begins. Right? There was no purity. We even didn't know what is purity. And now we have to become 100% pure. So we have to inculcate purity, but also we have to dissolve, remove all the alloy, all impurities through fire of yoga. And both have to be together, because there are some, they say we do yoga, but they do not pay attention to some of the things which are important: pure thinking, purity of atmosphere, purity of information. What I am giving to myself has to be completely pure. It's not just food, everything. So becoming pure and then removing all the alloy is something very important. So today what we are showing, you saw, is not from Path of Bhakti, but everything begins at confluence age. And then after that, in Copperage, the memorials are created, and all the memorials, all the symbols which are shown, no? Like sitar is shown to Mama or to Saraswati, peacock is shown. All these different kinds of things are shown, symbols. So all these symbols which are shown actually are impractical in life at confluence age. Mama is one of the example, but each one of us, we are children of Mama. As I was sharing yesterday, that when Mama came, her name was Radha, but she used to chant Om in a very, very beautiful way. So they start calling her Om Radha, Om Radhe. She became known, very popular for her chanting of Om, so they start calling her Om Radhe. So if Mama has to say that Om Radhe means I am Radhe. So that deep within, she felt that I am Radhe, Om Radhe. So it's not just question of feeling or saying, but she start inculcating what are the qualities to be the daughter of Brahma, to become Brahma Baba's right hand. So deeply spiritual, on other side very good in whatever she had to do, and then administration, taking care of yagya, all departments. She did everything as a karma yogi. Or we all have to do elevated actions. It's not only we can sit, remember Baba, and become perfect. Because all that purity and the truth has to be applied in my thought, words, and actions. So, knowledge which Baba gives us is truth. And I think that, when we take lesson or give lesson, so I have taken my first lesson, and then we keep practicing. So, actually, it is the last day, last moment when soul is in the body, that you become perfect. That means you are ascending, you are becoming, your awareness is becoming complete. Total transformation is happening. So we all had journey, we are still on journey to be that truth, right? So every time, like as we are progressing, transformation is happening, the mind and intellect is becoming more pure. So when you listen to Murli or you read Murli, every day it will be understood in a different way. In the sense of you have more deeper sense of what Baba is saying, the way Baba is explaining. So that is what actually, if you understand, then you can understand very clearly about how Mama became Saraswati. Because when she came, she heard knowledge and she just felt that it is truth. Because everyone who used to go to listen to chant of home at Baba's home, everyone will feel that their sorrow is removed, they are peaceful, their thinking is better. Immediately change will be experienced. And that is why I said that Sat, Chit, Anand. Sat is truth, Chit is awakening, deep within, awakening of this pure energy. Even if I say first day, I am pure soul, it's not that I become pure, right? But that's where I feel, oh, this is the truth, I am a pure soul. But then to become pure, then all efforts which we have to make. So Sat, Chit, and then Anand means, then you start going beyond the experiences of sorrow and happiness, in the sense of, there is temporary, like you feel happy, this thing happened, then some uh, challenge came, then there is sorrow. So Anand is really blissful where you are beyond. And bliss is very connected with truth. Many times I ask, are you okay? And then I said, well, anyone who has common sense will be okay. But are you in bliss? No? In the sense of, are you into this experience of not feeling the pain and sorrow and happiness from the saints of drama? You will see them as scenes of Brahma. So I had been really deeply reflecting on how Mama became Saraswati, when this title was given to her of Saraswati. That means the way she understood knowledge. So that means when you are reading Murli, listening to Murli, we have only one source of truth, and that's Baba's Murli. There are interpretations, explanations, examples, but knowledge is in Murli. So when you read it once, sometimes I read all Murli and I feel, oh, what did Baba say? Then I read second time. Then I read third time. Every time I read, I find some jewels there. And I immediately say, oh, this is the point Baba is trying to explain us. So our intellect and mind with purity, combination with the truth, and also as much we are remembering Baba, the intellect is becoming subtle, is becoming pure. And because of that purity of intellect, we are able to understand Baba is speaking to the soul. Baba has to also give some examples. Why he gives example? To make us understand clearly better. We are so used to that. So Mama, when she heard Murli, or she just kind of, once she heard Baba's Murli, then Baba will ask her to repeat it, or as you all heard in the story that he went to Kashmir with the family. Then he told Mama that now she will take care of Yagya for a while. And Mama start giving Gyan. And that is why then they say it is Mama's Murli, right? We don't say Dadi's Murli. Dadi's class, but not Murli. Because the way she explained, there are few books of Mama's Murli. If you read, she will take just one topic and explain very clearly for 20 minutes or so. That means the way she understood the essence of knowledge. When we say essence, that means you put few drops in water, then whole glass start tasting according to that. So essence is, that means she understood the truth. That is why I say that whatever are the basic understanding concepts of Gyan, we can never change it with interpretations or examples, because that is the truth. But our understanding is becoming better and better, deeper and deeper. And it definitely depends how quickly you can make that truth your life. That means you think that way, you speak that way, your actions are based on that truth. And I just know the truth is not enough. So applying truth. Now, so how did she apply? And because she applied, you will be surprised at how stable, how fearless she was. When I say stable is when there were lot of opposition, so many things happened. But she never had thought what will happen, what we are supposed to. Was no question or doubt. You all have heard that in those days they used to say that Mama, even for Brahma Kumaris, there is a magic in their eyes. So they told them in the court when Mama had to go, don't look into her eyes. They told the judge, they told everyone, don't look into her eyes because there will be magic and you won't be able to do what you are supposed to do. So he will look down and talk to Mama. But she was so fearless. Whatever question he will ask, she will give whatever was reality, whatever was truth. So she was fearless. Just imagine, very young person. She came 16, but then gradually, when she was 23, that is the time Baba told her that you will be Mama, because even as a young, she had this nurturing qualities. Not only speaking Murli or playing this flute, but also from there, the love which she had in her heart. Because where there's truth and purity, there's natural love for everyone. And when you have love, you start taking care, isn't it? Start taking care of little things, big things, everything, because it becomes like my own, no, family. Like one will do in log cake, but this is spiritual, a log cake. So her care, nurturing quality and the care, the way she will talk, as this is my, child or brother, sister, whatever that time, looking at anyone, that feeling of relationship, not only in the intellect, but it was in practical. So this is how from truth and purity, really true love emerges. And then whatever everyone's part is different, you don't give love to people based on what part they're playing. That's the part, right? Because you have a very uh, good part, but whose part is not good? Everyone's part is good, no? So this natural flow of love also is very good when I'm using word flow, because according to dictionary also, saras means flow. It's like, one is ocean which has waves. But if you all have seen the rivers, some of you must have gone to Haridwar. And if you sit on the bank of river Jamna and you sit there and hear the music of that river, it's so beautiful. A lot of people just go, big ashrams there, they meditate, they chant. I had chance few years ago, I had gone for a program. That Janki was there too. So they all were going here, there. I said, no, let me sit here, you all go. And I could just hear it. My heart could just feel the flow of the water, river. So this is how the flow, in the sense of when she gave knowledge. Of course, she had notebook for writing Baba's points and all that, but not she had to prepare, collect few points and give lecture, right? But she will sit with that topic because she has understood it will flow in a very, very natural way. Saras flow of the knowledge. So Saraswati in Path of Bhakti is invoked out of all gods and goddesses. They start with Saraswati. Because if there is wisdom, right, if you have a good intellect, you can make everything right. You will know what is right, what is wrong, which action to do, not to do. It's very, very, very mature and sensible. So, Mama, the way she inculcated knowledge, truth, knowing truth, and then to become that truth. So, why Mama used to play sitar when she came as a young girl? But that sitar was a physical instrument. That is why we showed you this symbol, just for you to understand. But playing sitar, you have to really learn to create that rhythm, so many wires, right? To really tune in. But then, because the way she spoke, Morley, they said she's Saraswati. But it's not she was playing sitar, but she was speaking knowledge. So that internally, that sweetness, that rhythm, you must have heard sitar music. I was trying to find some. Very, very gentle. And it deeply moves your feelings and emotions, harmonize, kind of harmonizing. That's what yesterday when Baba said harmony. Deep within yourself, whenever you have few moments, you sit, you feel harmony. So as spiritual journey, so many years, we all have different years. But just look into in your journey now that knowledge as truth, and from that truth to purity, and then natural love. And that is where then they keep calling her Mama. Just imagine Dadi Prakashmani. All these were senior in age to Mama, and they all calling her Mama because she was symbol, real practical image of that care, of that love. Not only because she could give Murli in the morning, but whole day, her every activity was sustaining, nurturing, and a good example. You heard yesterday, many dadis are sharing about her that, see, when you become, now we say coordinator, or you have responsibility of 300 souls, and then everyone has different nature. There will always be little things happening here, there, but not to react, not to get irritated, not to speak loudly. She will just very sweetly notices it, or as I said, once I shared, at night time they had this court where everyone will tell honestly about one's own self or anyone else. But she will say, never say you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, because you're not giving power to that soul. So sometimes you feel you are wasting your energy plus losing your stage too. So she will sit and say, see, Baba tells us like this. Baba advises us like this. So you should do this. So when Baba words comes in, that soul feels power and inspired. Otherwise, you really can't. It's like we are disciplining, but to bring transformation, we have to bring in Baba and the points from Baba's Murli. Baba says, but also first, that same soul has maybe another. So start reflecting a little bit, invoke Saraswati in your intellect because the wisdom, the maturity. So peacock is it's a sign of art. Peacock dances beautifully. They show four arms of Saraswati, and they are four main scriptures. Vedas came in Gyan. There were a lot of people will come very scholarly. And many of us were young, we didn't know anything. So how do you reply? So I thought, let me read in short. There were interpretations, translations in simple Hindi, English, some of the Vedas. And so it really, every sentence has something deep. So they show four Vedas in four arms. That means when you come to knowledge, even if someone has read all the Vedas, they will describe about the soul, they will describe about nature, they will describe about many secrets of creation and creator. But they will never say, I am a soul. There is a soul, soul is immortal, soul is there. They will describe the soul, but never anyone directly said you are a soul. When Baba comes, highest secret or highest wisdom in few words, you are a soul. You are peaceful, you are pure. So some people say, oh, it's so easy, right? So we should read Vedas. But Vedas ultimately, after reading all that, what you have to do is to have this realization of who am I. So they show these Vedas in hands, four hands of Saraswati, symbolic, in the sense that she has the wisdom of all the Vedas also. And it's true because I don't know how much we realize, but Baba has given us that truth. But then that truth will only be revealed in the sense of understood when we start practicing soul consciousness. So now is the time in our Baba's, the spiritual life Baba has given in Brahmin life, to go to that basic, to that truth and practice. And then as you're practicing, the way you will feel the quality of your mind and intellect, thoughts, um, purity which is emerging, truth which is emerging. Like Baba sometimes talks about concentration. There will be so much concentration. We saw with Dadi Janki until last minute, her presence of uh, everything, Brother Ramesh, many, many souls, whatever was happening to the body, but the truth, mind and intellect were very, very pure, very clean, very clear. And that is why they served until the last moment. So a lot more can be explained, but we will show you these Mama's different memorials. So somebody said, but that's from Path of Bhakti. But Bhakti also is worshipping of whom? We played part here. Then when there is a need like for wisdom, so incorporate that whole thing emerges. And Baba says, we are the ones who make temples, right? We are the one who worship. We are the ones who make temples. So memory emerges in such a way that we create the memorial of Saraswati. So actually, in each one of us, we have to awaken this. We also have Saraswati within each one of us. It's not only Mama, but we all. And it's not only sisters. A memorial of Mama, so some say, but this is about sisters, right? Brothers don't want to have that wisdom, truth. The same, no? Memorial is of this goddess, but then memorial of Ganesh, no? Wise, very wise. We will take those also later on. So just think deeply about truth, knowledge as truth, and purity and love. Even we have talked, but in a different context. And remember the word Sat Chit Anand. It's simple. I know it's in Hindi. Sat Chit Anand. So all these gurus have been given the name Sachitanand, Sachitanand. So actually what Sachitanand means? Sat Chit Anand. When you hear the truth, there's deep awakening of pure energy. Anand is bliss. Then that's our stage, has to be our stage. And almost like on journey, we are about to reach destination. So it's like we are revising, seeing which areas, in what way, whatever percentage is lacking in us, we can make efforts and become complete, because we all have to become complete. Whatever efforts we can make, rest Baba will help. Somewhere you get bonus, somewhere you get help, and so all these days Baba has given us as a bonus, that we could really sit and go into depth, and during day whenever there is time, we can again revisit those points, read them, practice, right? So take full benefit, which is something very, very important, and remind yourself about how to make truth into life of truth, not only knowing truth, but life of truth. And so that's why there is this image of Saraswati. There are a lot of more points, but we will take later on, at least keep up to there. And so now we will travel. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So as we know that today was the first day of our new series, Original Divine Self, a Deity. And this month is Mama's month. And we will continue our series till Mama's Day with different deity images, and Didi will share much more. And I would like to thank each one of you also, because we receive many beautiful experiences from everyone, and I'm sure you all must be enjoying our tour to different countries and different centers, and for that also we received many good comments, not only from our region, but many others from different parts of the world. They are also coming and visiting all of us in subtle way. They are also watching and enjoying. So we have become a big host for all the angels, and there are much more still coming. We have few more countries to go. They are also welcoming us, invoking us. So we will still continue with our touring, and also we would still like you to send more and more experiences in email avyakti@gmail.com. And also, if you can please subscribe yourself, so we can keep sending you our further notices. So now let's go to our tour.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vyakti Parivar Airlines. Today we are going to 3 places in Brazil. So, in Brazil, we are going to 3 places: Piracicaba, Campinas, and Limeira. Let's fly!
There are many, many beautiful places, beautiful gardens in the world, but our joy to see them is that they are our homes, Baba's home. Just imagine, Baba has so many homes and they are our home, no? So our joy or why we showing also that it's Baba's home, our homes in Brazil. So they were very, very beautiful, white, and so that's why we see them. So we have Piracicaba. Yeah, I had been to Piracicaba many, many times. Yes. Okay, good. Campinas, Campinas, Campinas. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, always Campinas instrument. Mm, चलो लेमेरिया का क्या बोला हम्म कोई बात नहीं पहले बाबा की याद का गीत चलेगा Okay, now let's remember Baba and say good night and thank you to Baba.
परम पिता शिव की शिव शक्तियाँ गई शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई धरती पे शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई धरती पे शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई घर घर में होती है जिनकी पूजा घर घर में होती है जिनकी पूजा चेतन में वो देवियाँ आ गई चेतन में वो देवियाँ आ गई शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई धरती पे शिव शक्तियाँ आ गई
Lemeria, right? Om Shanti. We miss you. Now we sing you. Om Shanti. चलो. So we all are Shiv Shaktis. Shakti is power from Shiva. Combined. Always remember we all are Shiv Shaktis. Whether they are sisters, Shakti is not only female. Shakti means power of Shiva. So we are all Shiv Shaktis. Okay. Om Shanti and good night. Huh? Hmm? Yeah, chalo. tasted sitar. You hear sitar. Okay, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Baba tells us to enjoy everything, right? So you get taste of everything. Okay, Om Shanti. Good night. Good night. Cool.